Hello, my name is Timur Umurzakov. I'm from SEA 2013 and this is my defense of the assignment number 6. For this assignment we had to choose one of these. I chose to implement the test data using Apache POI. Here let me show you how the project is set up. So I used the same project as in my assignment number 5, where we also had like some sort of data-driven development using the like properties file. In my case, it was this test.properties file. Here, like the same data that I used before, but now I moved all this whole file into the Excel sheet here. So this Excel looks like this: number of the test keys, WebDriver name, type path, phone that is used, password that is used, URLs, like the XPath to buttons, CSS selectors for buttons, IDs of buttons, and so on. Like this is like Apache POI is used to like implement the data-driven testing, where we like gonna have multiple number of test cases using like different data for the same like objects in our on our websites. Let me demonstrate to you how I implemented it. So before, in the previous assignment, I had the property util that was reading the test.properties file. Now I made an interface test data util that has the same methods like get test case, get test phone, get test password, get CSS, get URLs, etc. And now I have property util implement this interface. Why did I do this? It is like to have the same code base but like with minimal changes. So before I had something like here is now test data util. Before it was property util. This is to like implement the idea of inheritance in the OOP. So here, this was like my old test file. Now I have domkeyed it with POI test that instead of initializing property util as property util, initializes a sheet util, like to read the Excel sheets. What does this util class do? So it has the path to the table, Excel table, and the list of strings that contains the necessary data. To initialize it, we first open the file as workbook. Workbook is like the class that is used by the Apache POI to read, write, and work on the Excel sheets. Next is the method getData that takes the sheet number. For this assignment, I have only one sheet, so like you could possibly implement like many different sheets, maybe like for different kind of tests, not just different test data, but like different tests altogether. And I also introduced in this method data formatter. This is to like there was a problem that while reading numeric data of something like big numbers or maybe passwords that contained only numbers, this file would like this method of adding the test data to the list of data would like implement it as formatted numbers, which would result in an error while like pressing password, etc. So I had to use that formatter for the especially numeric data. Here we like traverse the row that is specified here, and for each cell in this row we use the switch statement. We are getting the cell type, like if it's string, we just put it as string. The Apache has its own method get reach string cell value and getting string from it. Next is numeric types, like is cell date formatted, else we do this, boolean formulas, etc. If it's none of this, we just put the empty string. Next we have the methods that we had to implement because of the test data util. Get test case, get driver name, get driver path. This allowed me to like use the same test as before with minimal changes. All I had to do was like change the initialization of the property util from new property util to sheet util, and also pass the property util to the pages. This is implemented using the page object model, where each page is its own object, like which has its own methods that are like exclusive to this page. All of this test is implemented using the test ng annotations, like before seed, before test, before class. To set up purposes, we use the before seed, and it is also implementing the annotations, like we not annotations, I mean reports, like extend reports, extend HTML report, etc. So let me demonstrate how it works. This is the DOM.kz with boy test, this class, which uses the sheet util. Now it should open a browser. Yes, it does. It enters the phone number, password, clicks on the button. Next, we check the logout utility functionality. It did logout. Finally, it did the test for the search. So this is how it works. Now let me, for example, like one of the best things about the data-driven testing, you can have like multiple test cases, like maybe different password, different phone. Like in this case, I changed the test password, so it should fail while logging in. So we want to be able to log in. And for the search check, I changed uh, the XPath of the price. So while initially we changed the value of the starting price, now we will change the value of the finishing price. So let me change in the code the row number from 1 to 2 and start this test. So now we won't be able to log in. We inputted the phone password, it's not able to log in. Now it tries to log out, but it can't access the profile since we didn't log in. And now we have like a big number here because we entered like 10,000 at the end. So this is it. Like this is one of the best things about the data-driven testing, that we can have like multiple test cases for the same test, and it is really easy to like implement. You just have to like add additional row to the Excel sheet, and if it is implemented correctly, the test should run without problems. So we can see the test has failed. We have also like the we have the screenshots for the tests. And now I think that this is it. I have shown everything about it. Here, like the class implemented sheet user uses the Apache POI workbook, user model, etc. So this is it. Thank you for your attention.